So chiropractic was really a second profession. I first started out, I was going to be a dentist, and that's what I really wanted to do. And then I went and actually went through an internship on being a dentist, and I realized that I really didn't want to be a dentist, work with people's mouths. So then I went down the chain and I thought, what do I want to do now? And so I actually started my PhD in molecular biology and immunology, and really enjoyed that work. That's actually when iPods first came out. So I had this big old iPod that would hold, I think it was like 4 hours of songs. And then after I heard the same song twice, I realized that I needed to do something else. Sitting at a desk doing experiments and on a computer, being inside all the time just wasn't the kind of life for me. So I started to look elsewhere. I knew I'd love to solve problems, and that's what I really think that chiropractic appealed to me. It wasn't so much a healthcare, it was really just solving people's problems. A lot of it's musculoskeletal, which I enjoy, clearly. However, once you're further along in practice, you realize that you're really solving a lot more than just musculoskeletal problems. So having a positive impact on other people's lives, enjoying what I do, really has been a side effect of, joining this profession. Oh boy. There's really two expectations. One, the expectations of when I went into college. I expected it to be much different than it was. I went to a school that was very difficult as far as my undergrad. And I felt that when I first went into chiropractic school, the basic sciences were not what I thought it was going to be. It was a little more philosophy tied into that, which I did not enjoy. And I personally thought that I was going to leave chiropractic school because of that. I think that what we do is more scientific and definitely more evidence-based. And it wasn't until I met some mentors, like the great guys at MPI, they really led me in a direction that have put me on this path to where I am now. There were also other guys who were doing research who I really followed, and that really kind of got me into my own little paradigm, my own little path during school. As far as getting out from school, that was probably the biggest letdown in my entire life. When you spend so much time and so much money and so much effort and love into what you do, and then my first year out, I probably could have made more money if I worked at Lowe's. It was disheartening to spend so much time, so much money, so much effort and emotion at your craft and at your career, and to see very little reward from it. But I think that there's a right way to do things, and I was very fortunate my second year out to meet Dr. Bertelsmann, who gave me one good quote, and that is, if you treat people well, a side effect is getting paid. And I think that having a good understanding of a business hand and a clinical hand is important to have any kind of successful business. But if your business hand supersedes your clinical hand, patients will see that. It's very transparent. And I think that if you can sleep well at night and you can meet people at Target and knowing what you did was all you knew how to do and you can help a good portion of them, then truly your expectations will be met as far as this profession. And I think that if you go on the other path, that you may not have the same results and long-term success. Talking with people. Clearly, I'm supposed to be treating everybody, and I think I do a pretty good job of that as far as diagnosis and treatment. As you get 10 years into practice, you're going to find that there's patterns and there's a certain cohort of people that are just going to get well. I mean, you do the right things, you do the right treatment to the right patient at the right time, and you get good clinical results. And some people you need to kind of shut up and focus on your work and make sure you do a great job. But in reality, 90% of the people, I know about their Thanksgiving dinner. I know all their family. I know their cousins. I know they like to ski. I know what their favorite color is. I know they like the Cardinals. I know everything about that person, and I have a big extended family at my practice. And that if I'm out or if I'm sick one day, I've got people sending cards to my house. You can't get a better profession than that. When you truly care about your patients and they truly care about you, that gets me excited. Smelly patients. Oh, it's horrible. We get, your concrete guys, and I'll treat anybody. But you get a concrete guy. At the end of the day, in July in St. Louis, it's bad. If they have a foot problem, you know, early in practice I would have treated them. Now I'm like, hey, you got to go take a shower. And you'll have the other kind of smelly patients who just due to lack of hygiene, and you'll have your own creative ways to convince them to tidy up before they come see you. But definitely smelly patients, and every chiropractor has those people and those stories. You know, I used to think it was mainstream allopathic care, meaning I used to think that we need to be more in medical physician groups, we need to be more in hospitals, we need to be included in that discussion, and I still think that's the case. But the more and more I'm in chiropractic, the more and more I realize I don't want to be like those other professions. And it's not that I think less of those professions, I think they're great at what they do. But I also think that we offer something special, a non-drug, safe, non-surgery alternative that no one else offers. So I don't think I want to be diluted and be owned by another company that has maybe a different motive than I have with treating patients. But I think those conversations and those collaborations need to happen. And the way that's going to happen is by appeasing what they need and also understanding our needs of seeing more patients. So I think there'll be an integration of some sort as far as being a part of accountable care organizations or medical homes. I think there's a part of that, but I don't think I have a good idea what that is and what that looks like, and I don't think anyone else has a really good idea of what that looks like. But I think that the more we can demonstrate clinical effectiveness and cost effectiveness, the more discussions we'll have about chiropractors, certain chiropractors being invited to those conversations. Thank you. You know, being a chiropractor wasn't necessarily a dream of mine. When I first was, you know, growing up, you know, as far as being an astronaut or a chiropractor, I never had that dream. And being in practice is very fulfilling. I enjoy my job. I enjoy my practice. I love every aspect of that. But it doesn't put a smile on my face every day. It doesn't get me excited. It doesn't get that heart racing feeling. But when I started ChiroUp, it was one of those things that really is exciting to me. It's not my job. It's a passion. For anybody who knows Dr. Burrows and myself, we have a good, long-lasting, fulfilling practice, a successful practice, and we love that aspect of it. But this is our passion. We love the educational piece of this. We love digging through research and finding new ways to do old things. And I think ChiroUp is a great way to deliver that information and hopefully help everybody else. So I would say that one, you know, thank you for, you know, believing in us and what we're doing. And then I would also hope that you would get excited about where we're going in the future. The things that have floated through our minds and then turned into reality are mind-boggling. When you have a company that's really just inspired and run by two people who have one mission as far as elevating the level of chiropractors, good things can happen. We're a very agile company. Right now we're in the middle of developing new functionality, but we're always developing new functionality. We're not going anywhere. We're growing at a fast rate because of people who want to see similar things. So I would ask that you hopefully contribute. We have people who say thank you for developing this great product, and I'm always excited for those people and to have those conversations. But I'm more excited about the people who say, hey, thanks, have you thought of this? I'd really like to see this. And when we can turn your dreams into reality, it makes us all happy.